have a table plan. Okay. Now, this might sound very basic if you're having the full day with the wedding breakfast and then into the meal, but some venues, self included, just do smaller packages where it's civil and a buffet. And the table plan, even just for the buffet, makes it a hell of a lot easier for the venue and for yourselves, because you might just be thinking, right, okay, well, why do I need a table plan for just an evening buffet? Mainly because if you've got, say, 7 tables of 10 out there, some of those 10s will turn into 15s, 16s, and then you might have a table with just 4 chairs around it. Okay. Obviously, if you're having the full day, you don't need a table plan for the evening. Okay, you've got it for the daytime, that's great. Evening guests arrive, they can sit where they want. But if you're doing a smaller version of just getting married and then maybe just having a buffet, we would recommend, like many venues as well, just do a table plan. You don't have to have the individual place cards, just table 1, X, Y, and Z, table 2, who's sitting on there as well. Okay. Another one that we would sort of recommend would be a timeline in your invites. Okay, some people do this, some people don't do this. You don't really want to be putting down the time of when you're getting married in the invite. You kind of want to be telling people to be there maybe an hour before. So, you know, sort of this venue, it's 12 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you. That's good. I saw you going, that's good. That's good. Because we get a lot of people, especially if there's traffic. I mean, depending on where the venues are. I mean, we're just off the A1, like I said. So at the minute, it's a nightmare, obviously, to travel on the A1. So they might get stuck in that. And then you're getting yourself ready to walk down the aisle and you get people running going, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm sorry, I'm late. And then that's, you know, seeing you, they've seen you first, and you want to have that impact as you walk down the aisle. So realistic, like I said, if you're getting married at 1, I'd suggest probably saying be at the venue for 12. So if someone sees 1, especially us blokes, they'll be like, oh, I've got another half an hour in the pub there, you know, I can just have another couple of pints. Get yourself a little book, a little wedding planning book. Okay, some venues or most venues do provide them. Okay, but it's a very good idea to have one book, one file. Oh, am I too close to that? This one, where you've got all the bits that you need, rather than just having bits of paper or notes on your phone and things like that. It's always recommended to have the book, and then you know where you're up to while you're planning the wedding. Okay. Always listen to the venues. Okay, and the reason for this is it is your perfect day. We appreciate that, and you've got an image of that in your head of how you want the day to go. But all the venues here, I'm sure, we're us included, it's something we do week in, week out. Okay, so you might have a great idea. We want it to be the best day for you as well. You know, we don't have people turn up and just go, oh yeah, it is what it is. So you might have ideas of what you want, but also take on board what the venue is saying, because like I've said, they do it week in, week out. You know, and we've done hundreds of weddings, sort of thing. So we are doing it kind of to help you and to have your wedding as a best interest as well. So your day, to make sure it runs smoothly. The day after, you don't want to read what it says on the bottom of the sheet, but the day after. So what I mean by that is that you're having enjoying yourself on your wedding day. You're having a few drinks, maybe a few shots. Some people might not drink. That's fair enough. That's great. But when you wake up the next morning, you may have a lot of stuff to pack in your car. So, for example, you might have a Chris wall, you might have a memory ladder, you might have all the little extra bits. Have you got a Chris wall? Yeah, okay, yeah. It's quite popular apparently in a minute. Obviously a memory ladder and things like that. So if everyone's disappeared, your bridesmaids, your groomsmen, all your wedding guests, and then you're like, I'm going to fit all this in there. And you don't been doing 2 or 3 trips. I was recently just chatting to a couple that got married at our place about 3 weeks ago. They got married 2 years ago, but I was chatting to them 3 weeks ago. And when I walked into the function room on the next day, we had another wedding the following day, I could hear just voices, and I was thinking, where is the voice coming from? And behind the top table, there was the bride and 2 of her bridesmaids laid flat out, giggling, going, how drunk did we get last night? And we've got to get all this stuff into there. So I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself. Feel free to enjoy yourself, but make sure you've said to us 4 or 5 people, let's say, who's getting married out of you guys? So make sure you say to these 2, you're staying the morning after to help me pack stuff away. Who's getting married? Is you in the middle as well? Yeah. So again, make sure you've got people. How are you 2? Either of you getting married? Yeah, you're getting married? Yeah. So speak to your partners and say, right, we need 3 or 4 people, maybe 5 people with cars that can basically pack all this stuff away. If you've literally got nothing and all the venue's doing everything, that's great. But if you're bringing a lot of stuff yourself, just bear that in mind, okay? Another one that they gave me, actually, it's something that we do, and don't steal this, is take 5 minutes for yourself on the day. Okay. And what I mean by that is, for example, I'll do a wedding day at our place. So obviously you're there. Most people stay over the night before. So you wake up in the morning, you've got hair, you've got makeup, you've got a lot going on. You've got photographers in there taking pictures. Next thing you know, you're at the front chatting to the registrars before you walk down the aisle. Then you've got your bridesmaids who think it's their day and give it the whole, oh, it looks so beautiful, look amazing. You know, give them a quick slap. You probably know some of them out there. And then you're walking down the aisle, you're getting married, you're coming back out. Then you've got about an hour and a half of pictures where you're going to get jaw ache, okay? And all these points, literally, you are together, but you've not really had any time to speak to each other, okay? So what I personally do is, before we will show you the room, make sure you're happy with your room before you go in for your wedding breakfast, and then we whisk you away just for literally 5 minutes, just to sit together, if you want to sit together, but most people do, sit together and just have 5 minutes of peace and quiet, just the couple, okay? So I don't know about other venues, that's something we plan into the day, and a lot of people have come up to me afterwards and gone, oh, thanks for that, because it's such a whirlwind. Apparently your day will just fly by. You're nodding, you're saying it does fly by, was that, no, oh, okay, I don't know either. But apparently a lot of people say it's just 1 minute we were hair and makeup, next minute it's like, bar's closed, disco's done, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Because once we bring you out of that room, obviously into the room, you've got the wedding breakfast, then you're whisked away again for more pictures, another 10 minutes, 15 minutes of, you know, by this point you've got jaw aching, look like the Joker. And then you're back into the evening doing first dance, cake cut, etc. So we find it makes a massive difference for people. They obviously agreed with me because they were like, it's fantastic that you did that for us. So at some point, maybe speak to the wedding planner or the venue and just say, can we just have 5 minutes to ourselves? And hopefully, you know, if you have meetings beforehand, you can have a chat with them and say, can you plan us 5 minutes in? Okay. If you're getting married at our place, we already planned that in for you. Let me just check if I've got everything else there. Yeah, so that's it. To be fair, that's all my points there. So I hope that's been helpful. I hope you've picked a few things up there. And like I said, we have an open day next Sunday at Rogerthorpe Manor. So you want to bob along and have a look if you haven't got a venue. It's there on, obviously we do have suppliers there, so you can have a little peek if you've already got a venue and you might want a suit or florist, things like that. But thank you very much for listening, ladies. Thank you.